I wanted to grab this comment because when you find out that your parent lied to you about who your biological father is for 52 years, please go back 52 years and see what life was like 52 years ago. Because I can tell you right now, it was literally the most judgmental 52 years ago, although 2025 is kind of in the running for judgmental.
So I want to feature an estranged parent who calls emotional abuse drama on the regular, and I know that I'm going to end up making probably 3 or 4 videos about this particular creator. I'm going to disguise their face and even their voice because I think it's recognizable, because I'm not interested in having people go on the attack or go, I know who this is, and throw shade their way. And, I don't want any of that kind of drama, because that's actually drama. What I want to do is feature it because the things that are being said here, the lack of empathy that it shows, and it's really easy to see why this parent is estranged and where they are. And by the way, I think that this person at some point in time has worked as a coach for estranged parents, which makes me so devastated and sad, because if you've been with me for a while, you know that I would rather see repair than the estrangements go on. And it's so odd to me that these estranged parents think that there's some pleasure in this, like, oh, I left my parent behind. There isn't. Nobody out there wants to be without family and love and a healthy family. Like, it's such a weird mindset that some of these estranged parents have, and it really blows my mind. And then when there's children involved, this part of the mindset I understand. They're like, they're punishing me by not seeing my grandchildren. Of course, it's about them, right? It's not about their behavior, and they see it as a punishment, a weaponization of a human being. And the reason they see it that way is because they triangulate and they weaponize human beings, right? So it tracks. Anyway, we're going to get into this video here because I have a lot of viewpoints on it, and because I think it's just good to have dialogue around this. And for estranged parents out there, come on board here. If you want to figure out how to do better and repair your relationship, not smear campaign your adult child, because I'm not having it. But if you want to be here to actually learn to do better in case you have the opportunity for repair, you are more than welcome. And I encourage you to be here. And I encourage you to follow creators that have repaired their relationships. I've been an estranged parent too, by the way. And that was many, many years ago. And my eldest daughter, who's 41 now, I'm a mother of 3, grandmother of 2, we're all solid. So been there, done that. I'm coming from a place of wishing you to have repair, instead of you following creators like this and going, oh yeah, that makes sense, and they're not giving you what is going to be beneficial to your own healing journey, or the possibility of healing your relationship with your child. What they're actually doing is really destructive for everybody involved.
I wanted to grab this comment because when you find out that your parent lied to you about who your biological father is for 52 years, please go back 52 years and see what life was like 52 years ago. Because I can tell you right now, it was literally the most judgmental 52 years ago, although 2025 is kind of in the running for judgmental. So, was she raped?
So she's already making excuses for this parent who has held this horrific lie. Like, right out of the gate, aligning with the parent. She's not even asking questions. And this was from a comment, which I'm posting here now. So here we go. You can read the comment, pause to read it. This was from a comment where she didn't even apparently ask this person to elaborate on what the situation was. So she's going right in, making excuses for this parent who has been lying to their child for 52 years. And I agree, 52 years ago, things were different when you had children, and, if you were a single parent and all this and that. I agree with that. It's not that she's wrong about that. It's that she's intentionally missing the bus. Like, she's intentionally not addressing the fact that 52 years ago, regardless of judgment or not, lying to your children was wrong then and it's wrong now. Like, just for starters. And as someone who grew up without my father until I was an adult and I got to know him until he passed away, and I was very fortunate to have a beautiful relationship with him, I always knew who he was. I can't imagine possibly being raised by someone and then finding out because it was a lie that, my father wasn't who my father was. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine going through that situation. And she doesn't start this video with any sort of empathy around that or recognition of, oh my God, that must have been so horrific. Let's break this down and take a look at it. No, she immediately does what somebody with broken empathy does. They protect themselves and they project onto the situation. Okay, so let's continue on. Here we go.
Was it a situation where she was groomed? And it might not have been a rape, but it might have been with a family
member or an uncle or someone that she didn't want to have a child with. Number 3, abortion wasn't very easy 52 years ago, or definitely wasn't as accepted. So was she judged? Was she in one of those Catholic schools for single mothers? Did she think about giving someone up for adoption but decided to keep you? Like, I have a really hard time trying to go back and judge people based on 2025 versus 52 years ago. You're here, you had a family, you had a mother, apparently you had a father, more than I fucking had. I don't understand what happened to gratitude.
Oh, okay, you had a mother and a father more than I had. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for this person that she responded to in this way. Like, it's reminiscent of the thing of, you go to your parent and you go, you really hurt me. And they say to you, where's the gratitude for the food I provided to you, right? Doesn't this sound like that? It's reminiscent of, well, I gave you better than I had. You don't know what hard is. And immediately the only person's feelings who matter in the room is the parent, and the child is just sitting there going, why can't you see me and say sorry and love me? Can you really tell? Like, it is so clear what this person's lens on life is and why they do not have relationships with their own children. It's crystal clear. If you're an estranged parent out there and you make it about you when your child is trusting you with their pain, you're doomed. And rightfully so. Oh, and you know why she has a hard time going back and judging from 52 years ago? Because she doesn't want to be held accountable for her own children's childhood. She doesn't want to be judged for what she did in her relationship with her children. That's why she feels that way. Okay. I'm gonna
I don't understand what happened to, well, empathy, right? So I certainly can't speak for your mother, but who gives a shit who your biological father was? Who gives a shit which sperm made it to home base before somebody else's sperm did?
Empathy? This person is showing zero empathy and compassion for the commenter who finds out that her biological father isn't her biological father. Like, who finds out that their own parent has been lying for 52 years. And then goes on to say, who cares who your father is? She does, or he does. They do. They care. I care who my biological father was. I cared so much that I fought to be able to connect with him, to know where I came from, to know who I look like and why I was a certain way or liked certain things, to feel the love from that father, to have an opportunity to have that relationship. And I was so lucky, and he was so lucky, to be able to do that. Who cares? What the actual F? Okay. I know I'm having to do that a lot. It's not working.
And I realize that I'm not in this situation because I absolutely know who my mother and dad were.
I just don't think it fucking matters. You're literally here living your life, able to have your own children because someone decided that you were worthy of living instead of being aborted. And I guess that's worth something. Maybe not for you, but that's my opinion.
Oh, the old great, just be grateful that they decided not to abort you. That's my favorite. And how does this person even know that this person can have children, or even if they want them? Why is that even relevant? I think I'll just let this speak for itself. I mean, this is representative of so much of the reason we end up estranged and end up staying estranged, because the only feeling of compassion this person has is for themselves and nobody else. They don't have empathy. That's why. Growing up with a parent who has no empathy, they can't see you, they can't care for you, they can't nurture you, and they don't care to. I forgot that I had actually also screenshotted comments that were left to this video, and I want to include them so that you can kind of see what's going on here. Yeah, I thought I was done. And you thought I was done, but I'm not done. All right, so, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, so the comments are actually, the original comments are commented back. None of that is true. She admitted that she lied. No one is being judgmental. The worst part was that I was told to get over it and got a sorry by text. So there are two sides to this. And here's this creator invalidating her entire experience. But wait, there's more. I feel like a Ginsu commercial. Wait, there's more. Because the drama lady, I'm going to just call her that, it is part of her handle. That's why I'm using that word. She responds. Ready? There's two sides to everything, if not more. The fact is, in my opinion, and you feel free to disagree with me. I don't even know what that means. You're here, go live. You're living life, be grateful. So not, I'm so sorry. I misjudged that. This person she's vile. And I don't like to talk about people that way, but I'm putting her in the category with my mother. That's where she's going. Fortunately, somebody responded to that. So there was a nice comment in here. I am so sorry you went through that. I feel empathy for you. You have every right to feel your feels. You can have both gratitude for life and be angry, sad, upset. I'm sorry you went through that. Look, a person with empathy. So somebody replied, sometimes it's for protection. I have personal experience with the subject. Your response is absolutely amazing. I can only imagine what that person's life looks like. You talk about empathy, but I didn't hear you validate her feelings at all. She has a right to feel both thankful to be alive and sad, angry, upset. Then Miss Drama goes, true, my mistake. But doesn't go back and address the person and apologize to them, and clearly leaves the video up, which, I mean, okay, fine, she leaves the video up, but I wouldn't. I'd be ashamed, personally. I would feel really bad if I went on the attack like that, because I feel like she attacked this girl. I think it's a girl for some reason. Maybe not, maybe it's a guy. I feel like that she really attacked them. And I have had a couple of experiences where I've made a video and I invalidated someone, not investigating deeper, especially in my early days of content creation. And those videos, I took them down immediately and apologized to that person. Not that I'm perfect, but at the end of the day, I was wrong and I shouldn't have left that out there. It's a terrible thing. Somebody put incest was commonplace at that time, period. Huh? Uh, anyway, I think that's about it. Now I'm truly just going to leave it there because, you know, a lot of the comments that were on there, because I know there were more and I'm just not going to get into any more of them, were taking the side of this person who was invalidating the feelings and telling this person to be grateful and whatever. A lot of people were taking the side of drama person. And it just really just goes to show you how those communities are being built, and yet they're angry at us for talking about our childhood experiences and where we are in our relationships, non-relationships, and all of that. They're angry at us for speaking out, but they're not, you know, thinking that they're doing something wrong by doubling down. It just doesn't make sense, and yet it makes sense all at the same time. Like the math is mathing. And so when we talk about what leads to estrangement, well, it's that kind of behavior. Proof is in the pudding.